I do think that there should be concerns about what Prince Andrew and Fergie could spill. I mean, can you imagine what Fergie knows about Princess Diana and that wild period of royal chaos in the 90s?
She isn't just threatening the crown. She's threatening to cash in on the crown, and Andrew's the dead weight dragging her straight to the publisher's office. What happens when the House of York's chaos agent decides to talk, and the palace's most radioactive spare has nothing left to lose? Tonight,
a series of charities ending their association with her after the emergence of emails she wrote to Jeffrey Epstein, in which she called the late sex offender her supreme friend, humbly apologising for ever linking him to paedophilia.
we expose exactly what a Fergie tell-all could unleash and why Buckingham Palace is quietly panicking. If you're still watching, you clearly love this kind of content. So hit subscribe so you never miss the next one. You think you've seen royal scandal? You haven't. Because if Sarah Ferguson flips the table now, she doesn't just spill tea, she detonates the kettle. The 1990s were the monarchy's wildest decade. Affairs, separations, toe-curling headlines, and a press that feasted on Windsor blood. And here's the problem for the palace. Fergie was in the room. She saw the whispers, the bargains, the back-channel damage control.
She can't afford to retire, can she, and see out her days in leisure. Is there still a chance that she could do a tell-all book, Fergie, My Story, and make millions?
I think there's every chance because her children's books have been stripped from the shelf.
She knows where the bodies are buried because she helped shovel the dirt. Right now, a fresh crisis is brewing. A string of charities quietly backing away after those resurfaced emails where Fergie called Jeffrey Epstein her supreme friend. Damage control statements landed like wet paper. Then came the hammer. Leaks of correspondence tying both Sarah and Andrew to Epstein's orbit.
And the accommodation will be bankrolled by the king. The same can't be said for Fergie, who's homeless and not swimming in cash by the looks of it.
Yes, she's hoping some sort of generous benefactor will take her in, but the thing is, that's been happening now for 30 years.
Followed by the announcement that shattered whatever remained of Andrew's standing. Royal Lodge?
Gone.
Privileges?
Gone.
Access? Finished. He's been told to pack. She's been told she won't be joining him at Sandringham. Years under one roof ended with a firm royal shove toward the door. As oh why is the palace suddenly moving at high speed? Royal analyst Richard Fitzwilliam said the quiet part out loud. If Fergie publishes now, unfiltered, unhandled, unroiled, it could be very harmful. Any insider book is harmful. But Sarah's book? That's napalm. Because this wouldn't be a glossy Duchess comeback memoir. This would be the revenge of a woman stripped of status, home, and patience. Let's talk receipts. In 2011, she's praising Epstein as steadfast, generous, then later claims she wrote under pressure. More emails emerge. The timeline doesn't add up. Reports suggest Andrew's version of when he cut ties with Epstein doesn't match reality. That, sources say, pushed King Charles to yank whatever trappings Andrew still clung to. Titles pared back. Doors locked. The royal oxygen cut off, and the pressure isn't just PR. Campaign Group Republic is exploring a private prosecution over alleged misconduct. Their CEO didn't mince words. The implication is brutal. If public institutions won't act, they will. That's the nightmare scenario. Legal discovery, subpoenas, timelines, money trails, and who sits at the junction of scandal, money, and access? Andrew. And the woman who spent decades at his side, on paper divorced, in practice entwined, Sarah Ferguson. Here's where it turns lethal for the House of York. Insiders say Andrew is isolated, angry, and defiant, haunting empty rooms at Royal Lodge while the clock ticks down to eviction. The Crown Estate wants its property back. The King wants the mess off the front pages. Andrew wants time, renovation delays, negotiations, anything to stall the inevitable. Because once he leaves Royal Lodge, the last piece of his identity, Prince Andrew, man of status, man of place, evaporates. And Fergie? She's pivoting hard. Titles scrubbed from bios. Truth, courage, reinvention, rising in their place. Children's books pulled from shelves. Revenue streams drying up. People close to her say she's exploring the only asset she has left, the story.
A book.
A doc. A sit-down interview that turns the screws. And yes, she's done it before. But not like this. Not after losing the house, the cushion, the protection, and crucially, the will to keep shielding Andrew. Because here's the twist the palace fears most. Even Fergie has reportedly had enough of Andrew. The happiest divorced couple in the world line?
Dead.
Friends whisper she wants out, emotionally, financially, professionally. She's tired of being dragged under by his disgrace. If the right deal lands on the table, she distances herself in a heartbeat, even if that means throwing him under the bus to save herself. A woman with nothing left to lose and decades of memory? That's not a source. That's an avalanche. What about trust? Can you trust Fergie's word? That's the palace's favorite line. Confuse the messenger, cloud the message. Point to the 2010 cash for access sting. Point to the Epstein quotes. Call it desperation. But publishers don't buy trust. They buy documentation. Diaries, emails, calendars, travel logs, third-party confirmations. And Sarah, love her or loathe her, has always kept busy. Busy people keep records. Records get lawyers. Lawyers clear copy. Copy hits the shelves. Oh, what exactly is being floated in those publisher meetings? Here's what's on the table. And yes, this is what the palace fears you'll read. The inside chronology of the 90s meltdown, who coordinated with which editors, which courtiers ran which cleanups, and which family members traded privacy for better headlines. The real map of Andrew's finances, who paid what, when, and why, with signatures that don't belong on the same page. The unvarnished portrait of life at Royal Lodge, who visited, what was said, and how the couple worked the gray zones between private citizen and royal access. The truth about those William and Kate era reforms, who wanted a slimmed-down monarchy and who fought it, plus the private reactions to every York headline that scorched the front pages. And the crown jewel, Sarah's diary of Princess Diana's final years, the whispers, the cold wars, the panic inside palaces when phones started ringing and paparazzi started swarming. Names, dates, rooms. Not vibes, details. Now layer on the exit plan. Relocation rumors to Europe, to the Gulf, aren't just geography. They're leverage. Move beyond the palace's social gravity and the rules change. Fewer friendly editors. Fewer quiet warnings. More money on the table. More producers taking calls. The calculation is simple. Stay and fade or leave and speak. One path is safe and small. The other is dangerous and lucrative. Inside Buckingham Palace, the mood is steel gray. Charles wants discipline. Clean books. Quiet corridors. He can't have Andrew haunting headlines while he sells stability. He can't have Sarah dangling a manuscript like a lit match over dry tinder. Push her too hard, and she publishes in rage. Cut her too much slack and she lingers forever, a rolling embarrassment. The institution needs her to vanish gracefully. But Sarah Ferguson has never done anything gracefully. She does it loudly, and then sells the paperback. Where does this end? Royal Lodge is emptied by January. Andrew's leverage collapses. His circle shrinks. Legal threats multiply. Financial oxygen thins. Sarah's team shops a package. Proposal, sample chapters, legal memos, third-party corroboration. Networks sniff a docuseries. The People's Duchess versus the Palace Machine. And if the money and legal cover align, she signs. And the gates open. Here's the truth nobody in the palace wants to admit. This isn't about whether Sarah Ferguson is saint or sinner. It's about whether the monarchy can survive the version of events written by the woman they underestimated for 40 years. They turned her into a punchline. They counted on her to need them more than they'd ever need her. But strip away the trappings, the lodge, the invitations, and you unlock the only currency she has left, the narrative. And if she spends it all at once, the splash will hit every corner of the crown. Tell me, does Fergie pull the trigger and burn what's left of the bridge? Or does the palace buy the silence one more time? Because the manuscript is the message, and Andrew's scandal is the fuse. Your move, Buckingham.